What's going on, everybody? I'm Q. This is the 2025 Hyundai Ioniq 5 limited trim all-wheel drive. And today I'm going to give you an engineer's perspective on this vehicle. So this vehicle has all-wheel drives packed with the 84 kilowatt hour battery. It's going to get about 280. When I received it, it had 285 miles to empty. This is a fully electric vehicle. It's going to have about 320 horsepower, 446 the torque. Definitely no slouch at all. Very nice vehicle, and I'm going to get into everything that I thought, everything I observed, my assessments on this vehicle right about now. So total MSRP is going to be a hair below $60,000, and this is not the top range, the Hyundai Ioniq N. That's going to be the sporty version, but this one is definitely more than you can handle on a day-to-day basis, more than what anybody would need. First thing I want to talk about is the battery life of this vehicle. I had a couple of days that was 20 degrees, and if you know EVs, the cold weather just hacks away at the expected life. So if you ever played Marvel Rivals, the ultimate of the character Venom, you know Venom from Spider-Man, his special, he takes half the HP of any opponent on the field, and that's what the cold weather does to this vehicle. So instead of seeing 285 miles, I was only able to see 150 miles, and I was at 12% with the expected range of 28 miles. So I was in a conundrum, needed to charge. I could have went to a public station, and I'll talk about that in just a moment here, but I decided to charge it at home on a level 1, 120 volt. So it went from, in 22 hours of charging, it went from 26 miles to empty and at 12% to 35%, and I had 97 miles. So that's solid if you can charge it for that long at home. I ain't mad at it because it saved me a trip from the charging station to charge it. And then like everyone is different. Well, not everyone, but there's a few different suppliers of these charging stations. One of them is Tesla. So let's talk about that right now. We're gonna pop the hood. The vehicle is running right now, but it's kind of simplistic down up under here. What we do have is a little bit of storage, and then we have these charging adapters, which kind of threw me for a loop. I made it to the charging station. I'm used to seeing these, which is a CCS charger, but then it had the NACS charger, which I'll show you right here. And what is this? So for 2025, we're going to have Tesla chargers up on here. So I pulled up at the station I would normally charge at by my house, and I got up to the station. It didn't have one of these connectors. I'm like, what is this? So I was like, I'll just take it home and charge it. But then I didn't look under the hood to see that there was an adapter for this charger, which I could have used the level 3 charger, but at home is fine for what I need to do with the rest of the time that I do have this vehicle. But let's take a walk around it. So this design is a very unique one. I don't think there's anything on the market like it. It's like a modern retro design, which I like. It's very, very unique. Nothing else like it on the market. And it's marketed as a crossover SUV type of vehicle, but it sits low like a car. This is as low as a car. I think it's a car. Station wagon, hatchback. I don't even think there's anything that looks like it from its own brand. Let's see what the lights look like. Cool LEDs, and when the car is locked, the mirror folds, the door handles fold in. The limited trim comes with these 20-inch wheels. It's a new design for 2025. Sleek side profile as well, and it's very practical. All around this vehicle is practical. We do have a couple cameras in the rear. I'm not even exactly sure what this camera is up top, but I do know down low that we do have the rear view camera, which I'm gonna wipe off. The salt's still on the road, so we need everything to be as clear as possible. And in Hyundais, if you just stand in the back, the trunk will pop. You will hear it beeping and see the lights flashing, which means you better get out the way or you're about to get whacked by this trunk. In the back, we got the materials in here look like environmentally friendly materials, probably recycled. Got a privacy cover down here. Charging cables, which is come up under this mat. And like I said, this is the same charger that you will find on the Tesla. Up under the floor, tire kit. And you can put a couple miscellaneous items up under there. Not too deep though. Very spacious in the rear back here. Back seat, let's get back there. Doors are locked. Normally when you just walk up to the vehicle, the handles will pop out. So let me walk away, walk on up. Or if not, you just press the button. Handles pop on out. pull it. Super spacious back here. Privacy shades. And the design, this is a gray interior. Like I said, there's that ergonomically friendly material, probably recycled. But seats in here are soft, very roomy. Sitting behind myself, didn't even whack my head. Dang, I should have recorded that. Actually, we'll do it over again. Sitting in the car, barely have to duck my head under. Spacious back here, very roomy, especially for the size. This is a mid-size. Nice leather back here. We do have heated seats, couple USB chargers, mat pockets, vents in the B-pillar. Lovely panel roof up there. The heated seats are going to be on the door. And this interior is one of the best designed interiors. The whole car, the inside and outside, lovely designed interior. You don't really see cars designed like this. We got ambient lighting. This whole piece right here, you can pull it to close the door from this whole piece. Ambient lighting sits behind that. I got it set to purple. Ambient lighting around the speakers down there. Pockets in the door for cup holders, as well as in this middle seat. Middle seat is small, cup holders in there. In the front, you're going to see more of like the rear. Like I said, this whole piece is going to be like a grab handle, ambient lighting behind it, storage below, 2 memory seats. The seats have these square designs all across here. That's the theme. I guess that's the Ionic theme. Nice seats, and we're going to notice that we can recline the seat. This seat can be reclined. You can lean it back, take you a nap, have a good old time up in here, get your rest. I've never seen that in any vehicle. So it's not on the passenger side, just the driver's side. The seats are soft and comfortable. Not a lot of extreme bolstering in here, but very nice for the day-to-day driving task. Let's sit up in here. We have a one piece for the cluster and the infotainment screen. I actually like how it is. Just simple integration. Going to have head-up display up above. Digital rear view mirror. This car is stylistically an A+. Everything is nice in here. HVAC switches, easy to use. This is like a touch screen, but it has its own dedicated screen. We do have physical touch buttons, knobs down there. The infotainment screen works very fast, lightning quick. I had no issues with it at all. Many different driving safety features on here. It can drive itself, and I'll demonstrate that later on. Everything's just clear, easy to read, nice graphics. And the ergonomics on here, I've never seen a vehicle with ergonomics as such. Down below, we have space and USB-A chargers down there with extra storage. In the center console, we got 2 cup holders, a wireless charger, which works excellent. Great place to have your phone there. I don't forget my phone when it's sitting there. Also, this is where our heated steering wheel, heated seat controls are going to be, parking cameras and park aid assist. The center armrest, the center console, this is different. It's like the lack of. It doesn't have like an internal storage that's enclosed, but it's open, an airy cabin, which I really enjoy that. Feels super duper spacious up in here. You can store some things. I had a 64-ounce bottle of kombucha down there, 2 more USB-C chargers. And something I got to note, this might be the largest glove compartment that I've seen of all time. Now, let's take the Ioniq 5 on a quick spin. There we go. See how fast that popped up? And now they have wireless Apple CarPlay. That was my gripe on the 2024s. Like, how can cars this nice not have Apple CarPlay that's wireless? Now they finally answered our prayers, which shouldn't have been a prayer in the first place. 360-degree cameras up in here work lovely. And then the gear selector, it's this little switch right here. Flick it forward for drive, flick it backwards for reverse, neutral, I guess a half little flick, park. It's a button on the side that you press. But let's get on the driving. Nice and quiet. And we slam on the brakes. Dang. Gotta be those low rolling resistance tires. Felt it a little bit scrubbing across the ground. So these tires aren't going to be the most grippy to have the most amount of range in the vehicle. So something that I do not like is that with the 1 foot pedal driving. I love the 1 foot pedal driving. and to activate it's with the paddle shifters here. But I like it in the most extreme setting. It doesn't hold that in the max setting. You have to redo it every ignition cycle. It'll do level 3, but level 4 is the max, and every time I get in and out the car, got to do it again. And continuing on, I started off in eco mode, which is going to obviously save you the most battery life. So it is slow to take off, and it does the most where it takes away from the maneuvers that would drain the battery quicker. But I'm going to dial it up to normal mode. We get a little bit more power, more exciting. And these buttons on the steering wheel change. You saw it white for normal mode. Or not buttons, these LED. 1 foot driving. It's going to slow down with just me taking my foot off the pedals. I like that. All right, all our snow melted for our turning radius testing. Let's see how this one is going to do. Get over as far as we can. And if you need help, just turn the camera button on. How close are we to the curve? What is this telling me? Don't know. Don't need that right now. But what I'm going to do, fully lock my steering wheel and see if we can make this maneuver. Very close to making it. Yep, we got it. Barely. It can definitely feel a lot more pep with this being in normal mode. Now let's take it to our moon simulation. A little bit scary riding on that over 20s, but my goodness, the dampening is great in here. Noise isolation is good as well. A very comfortable vehicle. I like a lot about this. I wouldn't mind owning one of these. I think this would be my first choice when it comes to EVs. Haven't driven a Tesla, but for now, this has got to be the one. This is Himothy. And if you hear like a little whirring noise, I set it to where there's audio that comes out the car. EVs don't make sounds when they drive, so I just want people around me to know, like, hey, this is an EV. I be moving. Step on it a little bit. Damn, that torque. Guys, the torque was just gonna drain the battery. They even have a mirror on the cluster here. Not a mirror, a meter that's gonna let you know, like when I ease off the accelerator, it's going into charge. And when you floor it, it's gonna go to the power side of the meter. You do have a Bose audio system in here. 9 speakers, I believe. Sounds great, really good. Not the best, but I have 0 complaints about it. You notice when you turn on your turn indicator, it shows you a blind spot camera of what's on the lane that you indicate. The left is going to be the left side, and right flick the right side. So added features to make driving more pleasurable. Probably dead silent. That dude probably didn't even hear me coming up, but that's why I turned the audio on. So let me crank it up to sport mode. That's going to be the most aggressive. That's this drive mode button on the steering wheel there. As soon as I switched it, I can feel like a little slight bump in power. The gauge clutch is going to turn red. You can do a custom mode as well to have like normal steering, regular, all that kind of good stuff. Normal, sport. But I'm going to come on out here and we're going to see how fast we can take off. So push you back in the seat. And you notice when you change the drive modes that your total miles to empty is going to change as well. It's a great thing to know. And it gives you an actual range. It says maximum 107 miles, minimum 63 miles, but overall is 81. Doing 60, let's get a burst. Oh yeah, definitely enough power to do some things. Some EVs don't have that top end power, but this did. Let's try it again at like 70. Oh yeah, front end lift up a little bit. You hear that thing whistling. We ready to take off. But let's dial it back because I don't want to be out here walking. Range anxiety is a thing. We got a snow mode as well. We want to switch it back to eco. I think it's cool how the buttons change color depending on what mode you put it on. That's sweet. But yeah, we're going back to eco mode. And in eco mode, we're about to test out this cruise control, because this is one of the slicker implementation of cruise control. So it's going to be one of those ones where you don't have to have your hand on the steering wheel. Why is it not doing the speed I want to do? So let's crank it up a bit. Crank that thing up to 77. So I really don't see the indicator to let you know where it's hands free. I'm assuming it's when it says nav down there, because it's probably reading the map, like a pre-map on here that lets you know it's on the road that it recognizes, so you can drive without your hands on the steering wheel. I haven't even tried it to where I notice where that's not active, but that is a cool thing to have. Oh, there we go. We got slower traffic merging in. Oh, they're going too slow. But it is slowing down. So slow down to 69 miles per hour. Ooh wee, giggity. It did not change lanes by itself. I don't think that's a part of this package, but we'll see. And I have it set to the closest setting. I don't know, let's just flick it to see if it'll get over for me. Ooh, it did. Oh crap, it's telling me to keep my hands on the steering wheel. All right, maybe that was just for the maneuver, but we are back at it. So this is very nice. I haven't seen such a complete vehicle. This is the most complete vehicle that I have seen, and it's an EV. I'm talking about combustion and everything. Outside design, inside design, driving features, safety, the way things work, the ergonomics. This is the best ergonomics I've seen in any vehicle. I give this thing a straight up 10 out of 10. This thing is great. It's telling me to hold the steering wheel. Maybe you do have to keep your hands on the wheel. But man, they really put that sauce on here. Their designers they must have just said, do the best that you can do. And boy, oh boy, did they nailed it. Nice and quiet on the highway. Do hear some wind noise, but it is windy. I think that can attest to the tires too. Just a little bit of road noise, but not bad at all. So about to get off on this exit here and get back up to sport, where we see that it's ready to unleash all those 446 torques. Twerking out here. Them tires don't be hitting on nothing though. That grip, I had to make a maneuver earlier this week. Very confidence inspired with the handling though. They doing the least out here, not the most. Oh my goodness, forgot that my highway is closed down. Can't even do that. How the heck do I get back to where I was going? I don't even know. Is it gonna be closed for 2 years too? That sucks. I was looking forward to getting on there. Oh well, gotta find another route. Oh, it's got it where it's keeping me in the lane. Turn that off. I like to drive myself, at least when it's not in cruise control. But this is such a great vehicle overall. Kudos to the team for putting this together, because this is great. And I don't say that just because it's out of any car. Like, this could have been any car, internal combustion or EV. It's just a great vehicle no matter how you slice it. And when you change the modes, the one pedal driving reverts back to a different setting. So I'm gonna need to crank that back up, because that's how I like to drive. It gets up and goes, makes the sounds. Like I said, tires, that grip, you gotta watch it. But the handle on here is great, and that's a pro of having the EV. All the weight is down at the bottom. This thing can tear up some corners, I'll tell you that. Visibility on here is awesome. Overall, great vehicle. They put their foot in this, and I'm gonna just leave it at that. Leave it off on a high note, high praise. Thank you, Hyundai, for giving me this for the week. Definitely appreciate it. You all remember to drive safe. Got any questions, put in the comment section, and I will see you all in the next video. Peace out.